982.
Oh, it's so quick. It's really quick.
Now let me just open the last
this
one.
is 4 pages. Okay. I'll read this from Brian J. Friedman. November 18, 2025. Dear Judge Lyman, on behalf of Wayfarer Studios LLC, okay, I'm not going to read everybody's name. You know the Wayfarer parties. So, on behalf of the Wayfarer parties, we write in response to the letter filed by Blake Lively on November 14, 2025, seeking leave to supplement the Rule 11 motions filed by Lively and Ryan Reynolds in May 2025. On May 19 to 2025, Lively and Reynolds filed Rule 11 motions arguing that the Wayfarer party's first amended complaint lacked factual allegations sufficient to support their claims and were therefore legally unreasonable and factually baseless. At that time, the Rule 11 motions were filed. The court had not decided the motions to dismiss, which were based on the same pleading deficiencies cited as grounds for Rule 11 sanctions. In opposition, the Wayfarer parties argued that Rule 11 is not a proper vehicle to challenge pleading deficiencies that were already pending before the court in the motions to dismiss. The Rule 11 motions were fully briefed by June 10, 2025, when Lively and Reynolds filed their reply briefs. Lively and Reynolds now seek to supplement the Rule 11 motions with excerpts from the depositions of Steve Sarowitz and Jennifer Abel, claiming their testimony demonstrates the Wayfarer parties' counsel's knowledge that their clients could not articulate any basis to assert the challenged claims. The motion for leave to supplement should be denied for several reasons. First, as noted, the Rule 11 motions were fully briefed based on the notice provided before imposing any sanction under Rule 11. A district court must adhere to the procedural rules which safeguard due process rights. Gonna pass this. All these citations, blah, blah, blah. Chief among these rules is Rule 11C2, which requires the party seeking sanctions to describe the specific conduct that allegedly violated Rule B in its moving papers and give the offending party 21 days before filing the motion to withdraw the challenge paper, claim, defense, contention, or denial. B, advisory committee's note to 1993 amendment. These provisions are intended to provide a type of safe harbor permitting a party or attorney to avoid Rule 11 sanctions by withdrawing the questionable contention within the 21-day period. Only conduct explicitly referred to in the instrument providing notice is sanctionable. Second, the Abel and Sarowitz depositions were not recently discovered evidence, as their depositions were taken on September 26 and October 3, respectively. Lively offers no explanation for filing her letter at this juncture, just days after the Wayfarer party's summary judgment motion. Lively's reliance on Sarowitz and Abel's answer to deposition questions about the basis for their legal claims, coupled with the letter's odd timing, call it out, reflects an apparent effort to reassert control over the news media cycle. Okay, PR. They're just saying this is for PR purposes. Son, what is this? This is the letter from Brian Friedman in response to the opposing the Rule 11. What is it? Is this another one of them sanctions?
Yeah. It's the sanction for supplemental information. Blake Lively's team wanted to submit additional documents from the deposition of Melissa Nathan and Steve Sarowitz. And so they're asking for
Jennifer Abel.
Oh yeah, Jennifer Abel. And they're saying, nope, you can't do that because you have this information already. And
this is just for PR. Because let me reassert, they said Lively's reliance on Sarowitz and Abel's answers to deposition questions about the basis for their legal claims, coupled with the letter's odd timing, reflects an apparent effort to reassert control over the news media cycle. Yes, that is lawyer talk for you're just doing this for PR. Third, whether a client can articulate the basis for his or her legal claims at deposition is not the relevant inquiry. Lively and Reynolds mistakenly attempt to draw some importance to the fact that Sarowitz and Abel were unable to answer questions at their depositions concerning the allegations in the complaint without relying on insights from their lawyers. But a party is not expected to answer questions at his or her deposition about the factual basis for his or her legal claims, particularly when, as here, the allegations are based upon counsel's investigation and later discovery rather than the party's personal knowledge. As noted by Lively regarding her own inability. Oh, bam, bam, bam. He's like, let me remind you. What? Yeah, he's like, he said, as noted by Lively's regarding her own inability to articulate the basis of her claims at deposition, it makes no sense to suggest that facts in a party's personal knowledge, as opposed to facts developed from the public record, from the investigations of others, and through discovery, would be particularly relevant to never mind dispositive of the nature of the challenged conduct. Moreover, a party's inability to articulate the factual basis for his claim at deposition is not even sufficient to warrant summary judgment. Fourth, the Sarowitz and Abel testimony ignores the evidence uncovered in discovery, which demonstrate that, in fact, there was ample evidence to support the defamation claim against Reynolds. A document produced by Lively reflects Reynolds redacted. What?
Ooh.
Friedman Declaration, Exhibit A. Was there another declaration? Because that got stricken. I mean, the only declaration I know for Friedman was stricken. Oh, it must be something else, because that can't be the one I'm thinking of. Anyways, Reynolds also produced documents in this action pursuant to subpoena. Those documents show that, among other things, Reynolds redacted. Reynolds told redacted. Friedman redacted.
I am nervous that Friedman wrote, though.
The whole thing is redacted. Okay. So the evidence also demonstrates that Reynolds overtly attempted to interfere with Baldoni and Wayfarer's relationship with WME. Reynolds redacted on the Wayfarer parties. Emmanuel has since acknowledged responsibility for firing Baldoni from WME. In short, the Wayfarer parties' claims against Reynolds were not factually without foundation, but were in truth supported by Reynolds' own written words that hopefully we get to see soon.
Ooh, so he has it in writing.
Ooh, ride or die, Ari Emanuel. That he didn't know that it's the second one. And he said ride or die, but he was thinking he was just gonna ride. For the foregoing reasons, the Wayfarer parties respectfully request that the court strike Lively's letter and accompanying declaration and deny the related motion to seal as moot. If the court does not grant leave to Lively and Reynolds, the Wayfarer parties respectfully request that the court grant them leave to file a fulsome substantive.
Yeah, substantive.
I knew it sounded wrong when I said it. It came out and I was like, that's wrong. Substantive response to the letter within 2 weeks. Oh, is it bad of me? Is it bad of me if I kind of want the judge to say no and grant them 2 weeks to
wait? What does it say? What does it say for the 2 weeks?
He's like, if the court does not grant leave to Lively and Reynolds, the Wayfarer parties respectfully request that the court grant them leave to file a fulsome substantive response to the letter within 2 weeks.
So saying if the judge says you can file this, then we should have right to also file something in response.
Yes, and I would like them to. Am I wrong for wanting them to just be like, oh, you want us to provide the proof that this is not?
Let me see. Yeah. I was going to say, let me see if in Paster it says what the attachments are. Let me pull it up.
Because I'm like, please show it to me. What was this? Show
it to me, Rachel.
Yeah, show it to me, Rachel.
Let's see.
Because I mean, it's like one of those moments where I'm like wanting tea so much that I'm like, can you just say that you're gonna allow this so we can see what they would say? This is the declaration. Got it. I didn't see that they got the declaration. Okay.
Okay, none of the attachments have a title.
Okay,
So
but it's in the declaration. So let me read the declaration. This
okay.
is document number 983. Declaration of Brian J. Friedman in support of the Wayfarer Party's opposition to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' motion for leave to supplement motion for sanctions. I, Brian J. Friedman, pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1746, declare as follows. I am a partner with the law firm Liner Friedman Tatelman plus Cooley LLP, attorneys of record for Wayfarer Studios LLC, Justin Baldoni, Jamie. Okay, the Wayfarer parties. Okay. Attached here too, as Exhibit A, is a true and correct copy of a document produced by plaintiff Blake Lively in this action bearing the Bates number BL-0000270. Okay, it's long, a lot of numbers. Okay. Okay, you're right. They're not really describing what they are. Attached here too as Exhibit B is a true and correct copy of the document produced by former defendant Ryan Reynolds in this action bearing the Bates number RR subpoena da 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 da. Attached here too as Exhibit C is another Ryan Reynolds thing. Exhibit D is another Ryan Reynolds thing. So it's Exhibit E and F and G and H and I. So there's only one thing that's coming from Blake. Everything else is from Ryan. I want to see it all. I want to see it all. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. I want to see them all. Collect them all.
That would be great.
Why does everything have to always be filed under seal?
Yeah, that's not good.
I want to know. Okay. What is it? Letter. Okay, that's what we already read, the 982.
So it's 979, 982, and 983.
983.
That's the
Oh,
declaration.
that's what I read. Okay. 979. Did you say
That's just the
979?
motion to seal. Yeah, it should. I don't think it would be juicy, but let's
It's
just
not
double check.
juicy. Yeah, it's just sealing portions. Okay. Interesting. Did you read the Katie case one? I have not. Was that anything
I read.
juicy?
I mean, I saw Nag's video, and she said
Yeah.
it was. I just skimmed it with Chat GPT's help, so I asked it to like do bullet points of like the most important things. It is a little bit juicy. They're still fighting over the signal chats.
Which number is this? So I could read it.
Yeah, the one for that one. Hold on, let me pull it up. I put it on, guys. It's on docket updates if you guys want to see it. It is on the 17th. Okay, so it is one. So SJ moved to compel. That was 169. Oh, thank you guys for the gifts. It was 169 for the motion to compel from SJ. That's
Okay.
where she says the court, like, hey, this deleted messages and there's nothing, can you compel them to present? And then Katie Case's response, they were saying that they're under an NDA for with tag, even though they're no longer there, they still have to honor that thing. So they're saying if that NDA or if the court makes them, say something, but they gotta abide by the NDA. And then Ellen Garofalo, Nag said that Wayfair Parties is trying to insert themselves and saying, hey, they shouldn't have to present because they presented it late. And they made a case that the judge had already previously ruled on signal chat messages in Blake Lively's, where it's like, I can't compel them to present something that they don't have. And so that's essentially where she thinks like that's going to be the kind of like the same response.
Okay. Well, it's just 4 pages. I'm going to read it because I haven't read it.
Okay, yeah, read it.
Okay, so this is from Ellen S. Garofalo, November 17. Dear Judge Lyman, Wayfarer Studios LLC And this one's the shorter version because it's just Jones versus Abel. So
yeah, this is Jones versus Abel, guys. She's reading what docket 169, you said?
177.
177.
Yeah. Dear Judge Lyman, Wayfarer Studios LLC, Justin Baldoni, Melissa Nathan, and Jennifer Abel, collectively the Wayfarer parties, oppose Stephanie Jones and Jones Works Jones' motion to compel compliance with the untimely discovery subpoena seeking documents from third-party Catherine Case. The subpoena issued on October 17 and calling for documents on October 29 is untimely under the court's Rule 16b Case Management and Scheduling Order, which set the deadline for non-parties to produce documents as of August 15, 2025. And then there's a footnote. Jones mistakenly asserts that fact discovery deadline was October 10. While the court extended the deadline to October 10, it was for the limited purpose of allowing Jones to take 4 depositions and not for all purposes. In any event, the September 30 fact discovery cutoff is not the relevant deadline for third-party productions. The scheduling order provided that the last day for non-parties to produce documents was August 15, and the last day to move to compel was August 22, 2025. Jones argues that the Wayfarer parties do not have standing to challenge the subpoena, while a party generally lacks standing to challenge a subpoena issued to a third party, absent a claim of privilege or proprietary interest in the subpoenaed matter. The issue of standing is separate and distinct from the timelessness and issue and the fact that the timing of the service of the subpoena violates the scheduling deadlines set by the court forms an independent basis to grant the request to quash. Accordingly, subpoenas issued after the deadline specified in the schedule order are unenforceable, and courts routinely grant a party's motion to quash third-party subpoenas that are untimely. And then the second footnote on here was Nathan has a proprietary interest in at least some of the documents which involve her clients. In the non-exclusive list of individuals listed in the subpoena, redacted is Nathan's client, and she has a proprietary interest in those documents, giving her standing to challenge the subpoena. Because as further discussed, the subpoena is so broad, it may encompass other Nathan clients. Let's see here. To the extent the court construes Jones' motion as a request to reopen discovery, it must be denied because Rule 16 scheduling orders may be modified upon showing of good cause, which Jones cannot demonstrate. Recognizing she cannot meet her burden, Jones argues a showing of good cause is not required because Case consented to the subpoena. This argument ignores that a scheduling order is not a frivolous piece of paper idly entered, which can be cavalierly disregarded by counsel without peril. The good cause standard is intended not only to ensure fairness to both sides, but also to ensure that district courts can effectively manage their dockets and prevent undue delays in the disposition of cases. In any event, Case could not have consented, as the cover letter accompanying the subpoena threatened to name Case as a defendant in the lawsuit if she failed to cooperate and comply with the untimely subpoena. So you're telling me they threatened her with litigation. Okay, got it. In evaluating whether a party has shown good cause for his bid to enforce a late served subpoena, the primary consideration is whether the moving party can demonstrate diligence. An application to reopen discovery should be denied where the moving party has not pursued the court that it was impossible to complete the discovery by the established deadline. Jones contends that the untimely subpoena was proper because she did not know until October 17 that the substantially similar subpoena she has served on Case on February 17, as subsequently narrated, was inadequate to capture all relevant materials. But the documents attached to the Toller Declaration, which purportedly demonstrates that the original production was inadequate, were produced by July 24, 2025. These documents should immediately have raised a red flag for Jones. At that time, Jones could have taken any number of additional steps, including the fairly minimal and obvious steps of following up with Case or seeking relief from the court. I mean, I love it when they get a little snidey, fairly minimal and obvious steps of following up.
Yeah, people are saying in the comments that they like the little bit of attitude that Brian Friedman has in his letters in Ellen's letter.
Yeah, little jabs here. Alternatively, Jones could have sought relief from the court. Jones cannot explain why she took no action before the August 15 deadline for production of third-party documents, or why she did not move to compel compliance with the original subpoena by the August 25 deadline. Nor does Jones explain why she did nothing when Case was deposed on September 5. It was on this date that Jones allegedly learned the Case had written copy for the Stephanie Jones Leaks website and 5 or 6 tweets from an associated disparaging Twitter account, and for 2 websites for other public figures unrelated to this at Nathan's direction. Jones claims she could not have expected to take any action until she deposed Nathan and Wallace, and they denied involvement with the creation of the websites. But this was not new. Nathan had denied any involvement in the creation of the websites when she filed her answer to Jones's complaint on March 21, 2025. If Nathan's response to Case's testimony was so critical, Jones presumably would not have waited to take Nathan's deposition until the last day of discovery on September 30. I mean, it's so snarky in the best way. I love professional snark, you know?
Yeah, I love it.
I was like, it's hidden under facts, but it's just like so pointed. Even after Nathan was deposed, Jones did nothing. The date when third party Wallace was deposed is not relevant, as his testimony did not add anything to Jones's claims against Nathan. Jones cannot show good cause because she does not explain how the information she learned from the depositions justified the breadth of the subpoena. Jones claims that she learned information about the Stephanie Jones Leaks website and other similar smear websites. But the subpoena is not limited to the creation of website. It also seeks documents concerning social media accounts and posts. Nor is the subpoena limited to websites and social media accounts about Jones. The first request in the subpoena seeks all documents and communications with anyone relating to any websites or social media posts, relating to any negative or derogatory website or social media account, or post about any other individual or entity, listing 9 examples. There is no logical connection between the information allegedly learned on October 10 and the subpoena. In conclusion, whether good cause exists to reopen discovery, another relevant factor a court may consider is whether the discovery is likely to lead to relevant evidence. This factor will weigh against the party moving to reopen discovery when, as here, it is not clear that any information that would be discovered through the additional discovery is truly necessary to the prosecution of the claims. Moreover, although trial is not imminent, Nathan would be prejudiced should discovery on this side issue be reopened, because it would increase litigation costs and further delay resolution of this litigation. As Nathan testified, if Case was involved in these websites, it was not on behalf of Nathan or Tag. Interesting. Wait, what? I don't know what I feel about that. Why would Case say I'll sit with that, because let me read that again. She said, as Nathan testified, if Case was involved in these websites, it was not on behalf of Nathan or Tag. Well, okay. If I were to put my Blake Lively, technically true.
Wait, but before you analyze, did you know that Katie Case worked for Stephanie Jones prior to working for Melissa Nathan? That was in a footnote. So that's why I think she says that, because she's
But didn't Katie Case say she was requested by Melissa to write this thing and she didn't know it was going to end up on that website?
I think she's talking about other websites, because it's the letter's so general and it's so broad. It's saying, or I guess that was a reply in the deposition. So she's saying
because here's where I'm going to go. If I was going to be technically true, the statement said, as Nathan testified, if Case was involved in these websites, it was not on behalf of Nathan or Tag. Could they argue that the reason they're saying that is it was because of a client? Like, technically, Nathan didn't do it for herself. Tag didn't do it for themselves, but could she say it was because Tag had somebody who was a client. I'm just saying.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm fairly sure I have Katie Case on. Raven, are you trying to say something? Oh,
I muted her, so I don't know if she's trying to say something. Let's give her some space.
Can you unmute her just in case she was trying to say something?
I was, because there's a lag because I said it so long ago. Like, I think you finished saying Katie Case, and then I tried to jump in, and there was a big long pause, and so I was still talking, and then by the time you responded. Anyways, regardless. Stop trying to play the villain so often, Bocce. You get so excited to play the villain.
So wait, what do you know?
What do you know? Oh, I don't know anything. I just was thinking, well, okay, because it's hard for me to process this part of it too. So they're saying that because she was working for TAG, is that, I can't follow this without reading it myself.
Wait, who? Okay, did Raven mute herself? Or
yes.
Did you? Yeah, I did, because there must be a really gnarly lag because I finished talking so long ago. So I'm like, I don't.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
definitely. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a lag. Definitely a lag. Okay, I'm gonna reread it one more time because I am fairly sure, and I think CJ says it too. I think CJ said it too. That yes, Bocce, she did say it was her notes that said it. She had written something that ended up on this website. And so I'm like, how could Nathan testify if Case was involved in these websites? It was not on behalf of Nathan or Tag. The only way that could be true, and Katie Case would be telling the truth to me, is because they are not the one that issued that. It was upon like a client's request. So C Journalist 24, CJ, do you have like do you recall where that section is where Katie Case admits to that?
I need to remember, but I do remember that it was recent because it was something about how she had made notes and she wasn't like aware that those notes or that stuff that she wrote was actually going to be used to be put on a website. I'm trying to remember. It had to have been recent.
Yeah, I feel like it is. So
I'm here for Raven's video. I don't know why she was like talking about Ryan Reynolds something. I'm looking at the docket, but I don't know what it is. But I was like, Raven, I saw it 6 minutes ago, and I was like, dude, I was gonna go straight to the court listener, and then I was like, nope, I saw y'all were live. I was like,
yeah, we talked about it. We read it.
Was it good? Was it good?
I mean, it was in the sense of like, you know, some good old snarky stuff. And also, I just want to see what Ryan Reynolds wrote, because apparently Ryan Reynolds wrote something down.
Is it not unsealed yet?
The what?
Is it not unsealed what he wrote?
Nope. All of the exhibits are sealed.
Bocce, can you read that part again where it says about what Ryan Reynolds wrote?
Ryan Reynolds.
So this
winter like here? Is it icy? Y'all cold? It feels like winter is here.
Yeah.
Is it my flannel? Is it my flannel that's giving it away?
Yes, I think winter is here, dude. Ryan Reynolds has entered the chat. All I know is that that Raven is like, well, of course, winter is here. Winter is coming.
The line, it says, in short, the Wayfarer party's claims against Reynolds were not factually without foundation, but were in truth supported by Reynolds' own written words.
What the fuck? Supported by his own written words? Did he have notes?
Huh?
Did he have notes?
It seems, I mean, there's like up to I, sorry. A through I of declarations. One of them is from Blake, but the rest are Ryan Reynolds stuff. Let me finish the last paragraph of this.
Okay.
The original one, the document 177 from Jones versus Abel.
I got you.
So as Nathan testified, if Case was involved in these websites, It was not on behalf of Nathan or Tag. And I really do think, how can it be both true? And the only way is The Rock requested. No, just kidding. The Rock is who they speculate did it. But it had to be at the behest of the actual client. That's the only way that this statement could be true. This is the only way that Nathan could say straight to our faces that she didn't do it. It had to be requested by the client. I mean, is there any other options? I don't know. Lacey said because she worked for Jones. I mean, Katie Case was, but did Katie Case, when was Katie Case working with Jones Works versus, is that what it is? Is it because she was working at Jones? Is that what it is? When did Katie Case move over?
I don't think we know that much yet.
Because then wouldn't it be organic? Like she just organically did it? Like, are they just saying like Case is taking all the blame? Is that what it means? Like, I'm trying to unravel it. Like the blame is on Case because she didn't do it. Like you're saying, what are the options? If Case didn't do it, then like you said, it's either a client or somebody that was hired, or it was just Case acting on her own organically because of.
Well, people are saying she was working for Jones Works at that time. And that's my question. Was she working at Jones Works at that time? Because then that would make even more sense when they said it was not on behalf of Nathan or Tag. But then I feel like she said Nathan requested her. Am I wrong about that? Man, I need to find that to just fact check myself. Is there anyone that knows where that Katie statement comes from that I'm thinking about?
Say the statement one more time.
The statement in
the statement that you're remembering.
Oh,
yeah, or like in
the statement that I'm remembering is she said something to the effect of, she wrote up she wrote up something that eventually ended up on the Stephanie Jones website, and I thought that she was requested by Melissa Nathan to do it, but I could be wrong. But I'm fairly sure I'm remembering that correctly. I'm fairly sure.
Nay says it's around the time that they found the rebel smear.
Oh, yes. Probably.
Notorious Raven says she'll be right back. She's going to try to fix her leg.
Okay, so the last sentence that has been the hardest to finish.
Wait, someone said to try your chat GPT. Maybe it remembers.
I don't know if I put that document in chat, to be honest. Okay, I could try, but here's the final sentence of this docket statement. Permitting compliance with the subpoena will require Nathan to expend resources beyond those already incurred in defending the pending claims. Nathan will have to spend additional time defending against claims which have no connection to the claim involving the Stephanie Jones Leaks websites. So permitting compliance with the subpoena will require Nathan to expend resources beyond those already incurred in defending the pending claims. Nathan will have to spend additional time defending against claims which have no connection to the claim involving the Stephanie Jones Leaks website. For the foregoing reasons, the Wayfarer parties respectfully request that the court enter an order denying Jones's motion. Okay, my mouth is dry. I'm gonna get some water. So feel free to have whatever conversations y'all want to have in my absence, but be good.
Yeah, let's give some space for Raven to make her comments.
Okay, well, so I think there must be something with the live, because when I bailed out and swiped out of the app and came back, I was still in here when I jumped back into the comments. And you guys were just saying, "Oh, she'll be right back."
Oh my god, so that was like super late.
Yeah, like it's a gnarly lag.
Okay. So I know Bocce says that she does see it whenever she downloads the thing and she puts it on YouTube. She does see the lag, but we don't see it in real time.
Right, but this one is a lot, because when I came back in, I hadn't even left yet. And I had already had time to swipe out of the live and everything. Or out of the app. Oh my gosh. I'm not crazy.
No, you're not. People are asking if we can read more of the script differences. I missed that live, so I don't know what document she was on. Were you on, Raven?
I wasn't on that one, but I have been reading the scripts, and I want to say it's 9:35 because I was just in it today. So the screenplay is, I think, 9:35, because then I was trying to do some document changes and whatnot, and it was giving me a hard time because it's the wrong file format for what I needed to do. And then I was trying to find the original script, the original screenplay, or not the original, the movie screenplay, to line up what the differences are. If there's anybody that's interested in hearing the little breakdown that I've done that I haven't yet made the post for, I can talk about that till Bocce gets back.
Of the differences, the script differences?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, and this is based off of me, and if anybody is new here and hasn't been to my content like long term, a lot of my content used to be about trauma and abuse, because I do cultural trauma and abuse work in the community. And so I've been picking it apart from everything that I've learned from my own situation in 2019 and all of the work that I've done with trauma, specifically trauma therapists ever since. And so essentially when I was going through and looking at all of it, Colleen Hoover wasn't exactly like a strong person to be writing about this topic to begin with. But why do I want to say Katie Case? Christy Hall. She did a pretty good job of putting in her screenplay the nuances that would have made all of the difference in the way that this movie was depicted. Because when Lily was put on paper in the screenplay, there was room for her to be vulnerable. There was room for her to doubt herself, and in that way be vulnerable. So when I say like Lily was vulnerable, I'm not talking in the sense of like like a child is vulnerable to a predatory adult. It's more like it painted her in a way that it gave room for her to bond with somebody who gave the hints and signs of being dangerous right from the start. And so it's mildly preserved in the like Ryle kicking the chair in the rooftop scene, but it almost doesn't, because like a lot of people, there's not enough nuance left in the scene for people to be like, oh, he's totally dangerous and just like a weird and I don't know, not moody person, but there's something there to him that is lost in the rooftop scene that they rewrite. The other thing is a lot of the changes, once you get past there, the changes they almost flatten Lily into this character. It flattens Lily into Blake is what it does. And instead of Lily being doubtful and essentially predisposed, because what we're talking about in this story is intergenerational trauma. And so the original screenplay lays the groundwork that Lily was shaped by what she saw in her home as a child. And because of that, there's hallmarks of that in her as an adult. So when she runs into Ryle, who is an echo of her father, it feels like home. It feels comfortable, familiar, but she doesn't know that. It's all at the subconscious level, even though we, watching the movie, reading the screenplay, reading how she's moving, we can understand that like, oh, this is probably not a good thing. Blake wanted to write everything to turn it into a rom-com and turn it into her being snarky and comedic and powerful. And there's a lot of self-congratulatory type of I don't want to say rhetoric, but it's like what I noticed in the ending scene of The Shallows, which if Chris PR ever hears this, let him know that he because he talked about it so much, I forced myself to go watch it. It is as terrible as we would think. But so one of the ending lines, I swear it has to be her because it's the same thing that happened in Age of Adeline. It's a line that I picked out. They have the same. It's one of the things that she does all throughout the dockets, right? Is she constantly focuses on her. What's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like morality, you know, even though we've seen the things that she does, and we're kind of like, okay, you made that guy take his shirt off in an interview when he didn't need to take his shirt off. You know, she wants to talk about how shocked she was when she saw this video. Girl, you talked about getting your kid a cake that looked like, you know, I don't want to say it in Bocce's live because I don't want to get her in trouble. But it's like, we see all of this footage where she's not the morally high person, right? In fact, we almost see the exact opposite. But she does the same things in the docket that she does with the lines in the movie. And so one of the really bad lines at the end of The Shallows is after she's been rescued, she's reunited with her family. She's out with her sister, and they're about to head out to go surfing. And her little sister kind of marvels in the way like a child would, and she's like, "Oh, do you think I'll ever be as good as you?" And Blake just very flatly and with this smug look on her face just says no, and that's the end of the movie.
How old was the kid?
Like in her 20s, maybe late teens, I don't know, but it's just like the camera pans out and it's like, are you kidding?
That's hilarious.
Come on. Just like the look on her face though kills me. And like if you don't have to watch the whole movie, look it up on YouTube. It's worth it over there. Because I'm just like, she thought that was better than what was written in the script. Because I went looking for the script of The Shallows online also, and the ending is not that.
What was the ending?
I didn't get a chance to read through it, but that's why I was confused, because I was like, wait, this is The Shallows, right? And I was like, I had to go all the way back because it wouldn't let me go like jump page to page. So I had to scroll all the way back through the hundreds of pages to get to the front and double check that, like, okay, for sure, this is The Shallows by the same, you know, writer, whatever. And so I was like, what a dramatically different and awful ending. I'm so sorry.
That is really weird. What a weird ending.
Yeah, but she, like, Blake does the same thing with the changing of the script with It Ends With Us, and she basically erases all of the nuance for us to understand that, one, she's a vulnerable person, two, she is predisposed because of the intergenerational trauma from her parents, and three, that's why she is actually attracted to Ryle in the first place, and she doesn't even know she's like walking into a trap, essentially. And then the fourth part of it is that the way Ryle is changed, Ryle goes from this obviously somewhat dark person that there is a sense of danger from the outside, not as Lily. Lily doesn't detect it, right? But us as the outsiders, we're like, no, kind of a deal. And turns Ryle into a rom-com love interest. You know, like he's hot and like whatever. I don't want to say one-dimensional, but there's a certain level of his character where he's lusty and obviously like attractive. There's no that's what it is. There's no sense of danger, there's no sense of darkness, there's no sense of don't go towards him. It's more like, oh, it's no wonder she likes him, no wonder he's amazing, he's this, he's that, kind of a thing. So it's like this weird push-pull dynamic. But Bocce's back, so I'll let her rip.
Oh, I'm actually tired and ready to probably head off. But I was just going to say, this is not a paid ad, but I was in the restroom, and I don't know if any of y'all ever have gotten this. Has anyone ever used this? Is the Dr. Malaxin calcium? Anybody in the chat have ever used this? No? Anyways, I just wanted to tell y'all the wildest thing. I always wondered if this was doing anything at all. But let me tell you, there was, because I used to get my eyebrows waxed, which obviously I stopped doing because you can tell with my eyebrows now, but it had caused like this big old hole right here because of all the repetitiveness of like having waxing done there on my eyebrows. And just recently I was looking, I was like, are you serious? It's almost like, is it this side? I think it's this side. But the fact that I can't even figure out where it is now, I was like, it really did. Oh, it might be this one. But I was like, it really has decreased. And also, like, my neck, it had like these lines here, and it still has that line, but like there was a second line that went all the way here, and now it's like only over here. And I'm like, what in the? It actually does something. So now I'm like being intentional and putting it on all the places that have like these holes, and just try to see if it fills up the holes, or I don't know what it is. I mean what it does, but it does something, because I'm like, wait a minute, how in the world? It's supposed to, like, I guess help put collagen back into you. I don't know. Calcium, something. It's Dr. Malaxin calcium. So I'm planning to buy it again, because I'm like, what in the world? It was so unexpected. I mean, at first I was like, what am I doing? Putting lip balm on my face? I was like, what is it really doing? Well, my word, it really does. Somebody in the chat said, yeah, I have acne scars too. I'm trying to see if it's gonna work on it. Wait, somebody said here that it's amazing. Steph B, you said it's amazing. How long have you been doing it? Oh, Ella found it? But I want to know, Steph B, how long have you been using it, and what worked on you? Scroll up. Okay. Is this Dr. Malaxin calcium? Because I am just shooketh over the fact that it decreased, like, because it was such a deep hole from all the waxing of my eyebrows, and I was like so bummed, and I was like, oh, I wish I never did that, because now, you know, that indentation was in my face. But I've just been sticking this over there, and just today I was just looking, and I was like, wait a minute, why? What? So, Katie Case, you got what docket number is it, Ella? Oh, Steph B said you used it for your upper lip, hands, turkey neck, and under your eyes. Oh, I should do it under my eyes. What? Wait, can you tell me how did it help your turkey neck? It's only helping with the lines for me, because I know for sure the second line over here was way, like, all the way over, but now it's only the top line that has it. I think the top line is even decreasing. So I'm like, how in the world? What is in this thing? But I need to buy another one, because now I just thought I was playing games with myself, to be honest. When I bought this, I was like, am I just doing this for funsies? Or does it do something? But it totally does. Okay. Can you show it again? It looks like this. Dr. Malaxin calcium. And it's just, it looks like a big old, like, lip balm thing. That's why I was like, am I playing pretend? Is it doing something? But I'm just shook it over I'm just shook at how much it's decreased. I'm like, is this, how does it do that? Is it like I mean, how is it doing that? I have no idea. Anyways, so I'm not getting paid for this. I just get shooketh sometime, and I've got to tell people, yeah, I'm promoting it for free, because I'm just so shooketh. I'm like, how is it's working? It's the same way that Uh-oh, I forgot to put my... Oh, wait, no, I put it in here. I also do like the kind patches, and that totally works. I've lost weight just using the berberine patch. That's worth it. Okay, I don't mean to be now like promoting products unintentionally, but there's just certain things like when you like something, you can't help but talk to people about it. So, anyways, with that said, I am going because I'm tired, but what did they find? Okay, Jones versus Abel docket filing 112, and the response contained in 122 is the information you were looking for. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Hold on, let me hide for a millisecond. My nose is being mean to me right now. Okay. Did you say that it was sealed? You said, oh, it's sealed. Okay. Okay. Steph B, no, it's not. Especially if you've used it on all those body parts and it helped all those body parts, it can't be just all in your head. I mean, I was definitely shooketh. I mean, I was not expecting that. I was like, whoa, what in the... I don't know what I thought it would do, but it certainly wasn't that. But I'm really glad it did, because I never thought anything was going to actually fix that section of my forehead. What was helping me lose weight? It's a thing called kind patches. And it is sorry, my nose again. Kind patches, and I did the berberine one. So that one is helpful. I mean, I suppose if somebody like also exercises, they probably lose weight more. But I'm not committed enough for that. So all I do is it's a sticker, and you wear it for 8 hours. And I've lost about 10 pounds with it, which has been nice. So that's it. Okay. Let me see if I can see what they were talking about here. 122. Okay. As shown by the relevant transcript, this is 122. I'm so sorry. I'm going to turn off my camera because my nose is going haywire. Hold on. It says that docket number 122, as shown by the relevant transcript excerpt, the requested de-designation would affect Ms. Case testimony that her employer's principal... Oh, wait a minute. Her employer's principal had asked Ms. Case to draft copy that later appeared on the StephanieJonesLeaks.com website and in several tweets, and that Ms. Case had been told by her employer that her work was for a prospective high-profile client of the agency of the tag group PRLLC, namely, and it's redacted. So, Ms. Case testified that she did not know whether the statements about which she testified were true. Ms. Case testified that she did not know whether the statements about which she testified were true? Huh? What does that mean? Oh, Ms. Case also testified that she did not create the website and did not know who did. Ms. Case explained that her involvement was limited to drafting a copy, which she knew to be true, and which was based principally upon either her own direct personal experience from her time working for plaintiffs or the publicly available accounts of others. But what does she mean? Ms. Case testified that she did not know whether the statements about which she testified were true. Do you have a take on that, CJ?
She's not sure whether is this her second deposition or is this her first deposition? Or what page is it on the deposition?
It's not a deposition, it's a letter to the judge.
Oh, and that's what they
number
say.
122.
She had more than one deposition, and that's why she says, I'm testifying that what I testified to wasn't what I meant? Did she testify twice?
No.
So what does she mean by
I think
when she testified, she doesn't know if what she testified to was true?
Yeah, or maybe she did. I don't know.
Wait, say it again. Say it one more time. Just one more time.
Okay. Miss Case testified that she did not know whether the statements about which she testified were true. I'm about to ask chat because I'm very confused.
Maybe like at the end, like if they asked her like, and you're testifying like everything you said is true, and then she's like, no, I'm testifying that not everything I've said is true. I mean, what does it mean that she testified that she testified that what she testified to was not true?
Yeah, that's confusing to me. What part is not true?
She testified that she lied? Like, is that what it means?
That's bad if you lied.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? What does it mean?
So whoever they made the notes for made the website, but not them. But then that's why Bocce's theory about it being a client, because then she wouldn't be lying, because then it's not her, so it's not Case. So that answers my question, because I was like, there's two options. It could either be Case acting organically on her own, or a client. And the client one fits, because then Case didn't know about it. If she didn't know who the client was, she just handed over the notes. But wait, what did Nathan testify to? Or we don't know?
We don't know.
Damn.
Okay.
Her employer's principal is a prospective client.
So it says here, Miss Case, so they said the footnote shows why she didn't know. Her employer asked her to write copy. She did not create the site. She did not know who ran it. She trusted her employer and used her general knowledge, but she had no independent way to confirm whether the specific statements she drafted were factually accurate. So the footnote reinforces that her role was copywriter, not fact checker. She wrote what she was told to write based on surface level information and had no knowledge of the actual truth of the claims. But that's weird, because she also said that when she drafted the copy, she believed it was accurate because it came from her own personal experience and publicly available information. Isn't that contradictory?
Yeah, like that whole thing was like a little contradictory in a couple parts.
Okay, they said it feels contradictory at first glance, but it isn't once you separate general knowledge from specific assertion. Here's the clear breakdown. What the main text says: she did not know whether the specific statements she drafted were true. What the footnote says: her copywriting usually relied on things she already knew from her own past work in PR or plaintiff side work, things anyone could read publicly. This tells you how she normally wrote, not that she verified the particular statements at issue in this case. She is saying, I wrote the statements using the information my employer gave me and my general background. I did not check whether the statements I drafted for this project were factually correct. So she believed the material she drafted was based on things she generally understood. She still did not know if the particular claims she wrote for the website were accurate. Those two things can be true at the same time. Simplified, she had background knowledge but no personal knowledge about these exact statements. So no contradiction. It's just distinguishing how she writes from what she actually knows to be true about the specific assignment.
So then it had nothing to do with her previously working for Jones.
No, it's all tag related. The principal means Melissa Nathan, right?
Melissa Nathan's client? Wait, who is the Rock Stephanie Jones's client?
Well, it might have. Well, I mean, he was with. I mean, he was with Stephanie Jones. He was, but then he left, and people do speculate he's the one who issued it, but nobody definitively knows. But I'm just saying, it says that Miss Case was asked to. I mean, her employer's principal had asked Miss Case to draft copy that later appeared on the Stephanie Jones leaks.com website. So I just didn't know. I just didn't know if employer's principal meant Melissa Nathan.
No, Ella's saying she's saying the principal is the prospective client.
Well, it says the employer's principal refers to the person who runs or owns a PR firm. It says the text says Ms. Case believed she was doing work for a potential client of the agency group PR LLC. So employer's principal means the owner or leader of TAG, not the client. So, I mean, it doesn't say Melissa Nathan. I would think that if it was Melissa Nathan, they'd say Melissa Nathan because they love saying her name. They love dragging her name in.
You like be observing all the little tiny details because I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. They do be saying her name a lot.
So the fact that they said her employer's principal, why wouldn't they say Miss Nathan? Is what's missing, right? Why wouldn't they say it? So is there anyone else that could have been?
The client. I mean, it only leaves your one theory is the client. It all goes back to the client. But what other theories are there left?
Okay, so interestingly enough. Okay, so I said to chat, Melissa Nathan is the one who started TAG. And they said, got it. Yes, Melissa Nathan founded the agency group TAG in real life. But even with that fact, the answer is still not automatically yes, and here's why. Founder does not guarantee she is the principal giving instructions. In PR firms, the principal is the person who directly oversees the work, gives assignments, and manages staff. Sometimes that is the founder. Sometimes the founder steps back and a managing director, partner, or senior strategist takes over day-to-day operations. So the term principal in a legal filing isn't just the person who created the company. It is the person directing the employee's actual work. So if the court believed the identity was necessary and non-confidential, they would not redact it. The fact that it's blacked out tells you the court... Well, the blacked out part is the client, though. If it were simply Melissa Nathan, the name would not necessarily need to be redacted. That's very true. This suggests the person may be someone else whose identity is not already widely known. So... many PR firms have founder, managing partner, senior partner, principal strategist, account directors. Any of these roles could be described as the principal in testimony. If they meant founder, they would normally say that. Using principal means they are describing the person's function, not their title. So even though Melissa Nathan founded TAG, the excerpt does not confirm that she is the principal reference. So, I mean, then it could be telling the truth there. Then, if that's the case. Right? She's telling the truth. They're both telling they're all telling the truth.
That's what it seems like if it's just another someone outside of it. But then what is she going to try and figure out who this outside person is?
I mean,
it seems like so many layers.
To ask her to do this. Every time people had talked about this thing, they made me think that it was Melissa Nathan. But the thing that screams out to me is they love to run Melissa Nathan's name to the ground. So the fact that they don't mention Melissa Nathan at all in this, I find suspicious. It makes me think she's not the employer principal. Can you reread her statement? Well, there is no statement except to say that she was asked. Ms. Case was asked to draft copy that later appeared on the Stephanie Jones leaks.com.
Oh, there's a new docket drop, Bocce. Screw it. I mean, okay. I'll stay if you stay, because, I mean, what the heck?
I didn't want an incredibly long live because I've been putting these up on YouTube. And by the way, CJ, thank you for having me on your show, because like you had me on your show and then Elstridge had me on her show, and that was incredibly helpful. And
it's so now, cool that everybody's discovering you. I'm like so super excited. And like, I mean, I know that there's like a lot more people like, on YouTube over there in the comments and stuff, but like, it made me so proud. I was like, dude, yes. Like, I've been waiting forever for this. It was really cool. It was really, really cool to watch. So I'm glad you're getting love over there.
Thanks. I started this live being about like me overanalyzing. Just like, you probably get this too, or maybe you don't. Maybe it's just me. No, just kidding. But like, where people have like opinions about like, people always have opinions, but I think I was just taking a lot of things to heart about like, am I being accessible enough? Am I caring about people
enough? Did somebody say that? Like it was like an accessibility issue, like understanding?
Yeah, like because of my rambling.
Yeah, I've had comments like that on my YouTubes and the early ones. It was like I had a lot of like get to the points But it's like when you have to go through a lot and then there's tangents because it's like all adjacent. But I think it's like part of having like a sleuth mind as well.
Yeah, I think so
Because then we
too.
connect everything
That's what I said. Like I have to do it that way because my biggest findings have been like
through a random thought.
through speaking it out, you know?
Mm-hmm. Wait, books and stuff saying something big hit the docket. Are you guys talking about the stuff that was already read? Because that's what
Yeah,
Mama
we already
Panda
read
said.
it. Is there something else?
The new drop, Mama Panda says we already read it, so I don't think there's anything new.
So there's nothing new.
But Raven did really good. I wanted to compliment her, but on that video, because it got me like over here, because I was like, dang, like she was like, well. First they pit her up against, and this is just me paraphrasing, but y'all should go watch her video because it's really cool on the Ryan stuff. But she's like, I love how she's like, first y'all pitted her against Stephanie Jones, and now y'all are pitting her against the Ryan Reynolds. The Ryan Reynolds, like, oh, now it's spouse against spouse, like Wayfair playing checkmate. I mean, it's not supposed to be for entertainment, and I know I've gotten shit before where it's like it's not for I've gotten comments where it's like this isn't for entertainment, but while we're here, I mean, why not, right? But it's just so funny that like when you think about it as like a sport or like between the lawyers and stuff, like sometimes it just gets like super juicy where I'm like, oh my god, get him! Like it's like watching sports. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's super. I don't know. It's super tiring. We're at 984 filings.
Dang.
I mean, we'll hit 1,000.
But I've seen a docket that big, where it was, but it's been going, I think, for like 6 years or more. It's the one with where they're suing the reggaeton. Basically, they're suing all the reggaeton artists, saying that they stole the beat from like African music. And so it's like this giant big lawsuit with like most like Drake is in it, a bunch of singers that used reggaeton, Bad Bunny's in it, yeah. And it had like that many, but like for it not even being a year and they're already at 984.
And how many of those are just Blake?
Yeah, we're at 10 and a half months. That's what Mama Panda said. It hasn't even been a year. But yeah, when I saw that case, I was like, dang, it puts it into perspective how Blake's case got that far. And it's only, well, it is a couple more people though.
Because I was excited to find out tomorrow.
You have Melissa, like Melissa Nathan, Katie Case, all them. You have some of the side people too. Because is Katie Case and all them in the actual lawsuit, or are they just like third parties?
Third parties.
Okay, so they're not like getting sued technically. They're just there like to fill in the blanks. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but Melissa Nathan is right. Is Melissa Nathan in there?
For what?
Like the main lawsuit?
The main lawsuit for Jones? Or wait, what?
No, like is Melissa Nathan being sued like mainly, or is she just a third party too?
Melissa Nathan and Tag are both
being sued. Parties. Okay.
But yeah, no, yeah, so it'll be interesting. Tomorrow, what's your guess about Blake Lively's response to the MJOP?
Ooh, I don't even know. I'm just like, I mean, I'm not really nervous or anything. Like, if she had anything to drop, she would have dropped anything. But with that one, you can't really drop evidence, right? Because it's just, that's not like the motion for summary judgment where you can attach evidence. In this one, it's just going to be words.
Yeah, so it's just staying within the
maybe exhibits or something.
Staying within the four corners of the complaint or something. Because it's just it's just assessing it based off of the argument.
Do you work tomorrow? You should do an M-JOP reading before that, because I forgot the M-JOP. I have to go, like, there's been so much information since then. I'm trying to think what it was. What was the M-JOP now that I'm...
Yeah, I'm actually...
I was so enraged after the fact that she got so long to, like, respond. Like, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm heading out to... I'm heading out on Thursday to go to Reno.
Like on vacation? Like, are you actually going to take a break, Bocce? Is Bocce finally going to take a break?
I mean, that's the plan. But look, I went to Italy, Greece, and Malta, and I still did not take a break. But I should have.
I know. I was thinking about taking a break tomorrow, and now you just reminded me that tomorrow is the M Job drop. But her documents usually, I don't know, they're not as because normally I just do the Monday show. Now I'm just doing like weekly recaps because I try to consume and like support other creators like during the week. But yeah, so I don't have a show until Monday. But I was like, dang, so much stuff is stacking up. It's gonna be like a long show. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, MJOP is the motion for judgment on pleadings.
Do you remember like summarize like just super quick of like what was there saying? Like is it the same stuff in the MSJ?
It's docket number 810. I'll read you the table of contents.
Okay.
They have the allegations, obviously, the standard for judgment on the pleadings, FIHA, and other cited California statutes have no extraterritorial application. Plaintiff's Title VII and FIHA claims against it ends with you. It ends with us. Movie fail because plaintiff does not plead that she exhausted her administrative remedies, and the complaint fails to state retaliation claims under FIHA or Title VII. So it fails to plead an adverse employment action within the scope of FIHA or Title VII. It fails to plausibly plead a causal link between the protected activity and the alleged smear campaign. Yes, it really does lack, the causal link. But anyways, plaintiff fails to show the requisite temporal proximity between Lively's complaints and the allegedly retaliatory smear campaign. It lacks factual allegation to directly establish a retaliatory purpose. And it fails to state cognizable defamation claims. It fails to state claims for defamation per se and false light under California law. And New York does not recognize a claim for false light based on privacy, and allegedly defamatory statements are privileged under New York law. And then the plaintiff's civil conspiracy claim also fails. And then they have their conclusion.
Damn, they went after like a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, anything that they felt like could get just removed. And I think the beauty of it is the judge will potentially, if he judges it together, is able to say to Blake Lively, you fail not only based on law, but based on facts. Because he's looking at not just the MJOP, but he's looking at the MSJ at the same time, most likely.
Ooh.
So there is more power to say to Blake Lively, you lose on both counts. You didn't just lose on a technicality. You didn't just lose because, like, the law has these strict guidelines. You lose because you just don't have facts to back up what you're saying.
Dang. I wonder if the judge, it's like the clerk though too, like I don't know, I always just be thinking like what's in their heads because like I was so mad about that birth video. That's why I wanted to take a break tomorrow because I was just like, man, that was like a lot for me. Like it was really intense because it's like if you really think about like the darkness and like bringing us to this very point over something like that innocuous, So I was going to take a break over it. But yeah, I started to think about the judge and that he might, he gave them the video because he didn't want Blake to like then later on say, like, I don't have all my evidence or something. Like, I feel like maybe it wasn't like such a bad thing, but I don't know. I've seen other creators who are like, fuck Judge Lyman, but I don't know. I was just like, well, maybe
I understood his reasoning. I mean, it still sucked, but I understood why he made that decision. I mean, he's a very technical judge, and I mean, even him just saying, look, the only reason I'm even granting this is because I already made a ruling of this on the motion. I mean, not the motion to compel, but I made this decision. Maybe it was the motion to compel, but I made this decision a while back and you were supposed to provide this. This is the only reason I'm saying you have to provide it now because you didn't oppose it.
Yeah, some people said it was a procedural error by the
it was definitely procedural because he's like, you could have just asked.
That's what happened to Gottlieb, though. Like on the Drake trial, it wasn't like written, but it was more verbal. Like it was at the motion to dismiss hearing or whatever. Like he failed to like interpret the lyrics or like his interpretation of what he thought the lyrics meant or whatever. And so the judge could only base it. Yeah, can you hear me still? Can you still hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, he basically
I can now.
Okay, he basically was didn't give the judge like context behind the lyrics, and so the only context she had was what UMG had given, and so she went based on that to basically rule against Drake. So it was just like one mistake because people were saying that like you don't necessarily have to at these hearings or whatever, but just drop the ball. Just drop the ball. I mean, it happens to the best of them, but he's got a really good legal team. Like it is so stacked. It is so stacked. Yeah. Alex Shapiro, that Josh Driscoll kid, and then those two new ones. One of them is like a metadata expert, right?
I don't know, but I think I heard people talking about that. For sure. It's exciting. With that said, I am really tired. I'm gonna close out with a song that's not Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively related.
Love those two. And you're gonna come out with the second album, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be called The Unrequited and Unresolved, and I just need one more song, and then I'm putting it out. But this is the one song that's not like the rest of the other songs, because it's supposed to describe, it's supposed to feel chaotic, because I'm saying love doesn't feel chaotic, but this is chaotic. But anyways, this is Unresolved.
It's like everything I learned has gone out the window. All the work I did to make myself secure. I don't like feeling this much imbalance. This is why I didn't bring it to you before. Love doesn't feel chaotic. It doesn't feel unresolved. It doesn't leave you questioning like I am today. Like I am today.
We read it already, Pamela.
I always used to bend myself into a pretzel. Tell me what you want me to be. I am tired of living in someone else's turntable. I need to.
Yeah, it was about Ryan.
Doesn't feel chaotic. It doesn't feel unresolved. It doesn't.
Thanks, excellent.
Every day is a crawl, not knowing what you think or if you'll ever tell me at all. I hate that I do this to myself. It's when I try to fight the desire. Take back all I said. Love doesn't feel chaotic. It doesn't feel unresolved. It doesn't leave you questioning like I am today. Like I am today.
So hopefully I get the 10th song, because I want to put out this album already, but I'm just trying to get it inspired for the final song. But anyways, thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Bachi.
Thanks, CJ. Bye.